Do you agree that subsidy is an evil within the marketplace that should be eradicated?
Sure. Subsidy is the failure, I call the incompetence of the Nigerian neo-colonial state to make the refineries functional. And when they then embark on importing petroleum products, we want this country will be grounded the way you guys are going. Again, figures were flying to the extent that the immediate past Controller General of Customs, Colonel Amidali, went to the National Assembly to challenge NNPC, to challenge DPR. Your figures are fake. The immediate past Minister of State in the Ministry of Petroleum Resources, Tim Receiver, said the importation agenda is a criminal enterprise. So, what are you talking about subsidy? You think we're subsidizing smugglers? No functional state can come out publicly that smugglers have taken over our country. Or you say oil thieves are operating without check. No state, any modern state cannot say that. And then what do? Let us punish the people. So for me, and I think that came out in the discussions in the NSC meeting today, that this is not a question of we no go agree. It's not a we no go agree agenda. We must now look at the economy holistically and challenge the reckless dollarization of the economy. Why must I be looking for dollars in my country? Why should some schools be collecting dollars as fees? I mean, school fees, rents being collected in dollars. Some fees are paid in dollars for professionals.
By the CBN Act, that is illegal.
No, it's illegal. Section 20. The legal tender in Nigeria shall be naira and kobo. It's illegal. It's a criminal offense.
No transaction must be made or should be made in any currency other than naira.
Other than naira. That's the law. They haven't amended the law. But these guys have ruined the economy by spending dollars so irresponsibly.
Mr. Falana, if the NLC go ahead, if the federal government says it won't, well, the issue of subsidy must go, and it has to go.
You see.
Just a moment, sir. If they say that subsidy must go, and the NLC goes ahead, isn't it causing some kind of anarchy for a government that is just going to be about 2 weeks old?
Sure. For me, when workers issued an ultimatum, in Nigeria and wherever, it is an invitation to the government to review its position. And the government this time around, frankly speaking, will have to look at the totality of the economy. If we are talking of subsidy, what you call first subsidy is an infinitesimal aspect of subsidies in the country. The rich, the comprador bourgeoisie, people who call captains of industry, are subsidized by the government beyond what you are calling for a subsidy. What are you talking about? Between 2016 and 2022, the Buhari regime granted duty waivers to the tune of 16 trillion naira. You can Google. You can find it, 16 trillion naira of people brought goods to the country without paying import duty, to the detriment of the economy. In December 19, 2018, the then Director of Budget, Mr. Ben Akabweze, addressed CEOs of government enterprises and told them, you guys have refused to remit 10 trillion naira to the Federation account. I can go on and on and on. We have just filed a case against the Emefiele Central Bank, where the guy sold a bank for 50 billion naira. Avon revitalized that bank with the sum of 1.3 trillion naira. So, 380 people in this country, according to AMCON, are owing 5.4 trillion naira because the banks were going to collapse in 2008. The central bank gave trillions to the bank. Now, those who took toxic loans were threatening the economy, and that was how AMCON was set up, Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria, to buy off their debts. What type of subsidy is greater than that? So, I can go on and on and on. So, in the interest of the country, let us look at the economy.
I'm looking at the implication of the threat of the NLC.
Let me tell you.
It is not too early in the life of this government.
You see, again, I've said it. Government has begun discussions in Nigerian Labour Congress, which perhaps should have preceded the announcement. But it's a new government. And I expect, as a new government, to take advantage of the opportunities that exist. I tell you one, Shem, there's a group of countries now fighting the dominance of the dollars in their economy. The dollar in their economy. We call those countries BRICS. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Nigeria is missing. And they are currently trading among themselves in their own local currencies. And I have suggested this publicly. Kenya was spending $500 million per month to import petroleum products. The leadership of Kenya met with the leadership of Saudi Arabia. We are unable to mobilize dollars. Can we have an arrangement? So, Saudi Arabia agreed, we shall be supplying you petroleum products. But you pay us in shillings. China, 5 years ago, entered into a currency swap agreement with Nigeria. All Nigerians who are buying goods in China pay naira. For our own business here, pay yuan. The IMF and World Bank did not allow that arrangement. So, for me, this government has an opportunity to look at the economy holistically. Look at what is going on with the demand, the struggle for a new international economic order, and fit in.
On a final note, Mr. Falana, so the question, the bigger picture we're looking at here is there is already Nigerians who are hurt and pained in the manner in which this policy has come and affected their lives because of the price hike in the price of petrol has affected transportation and immediate effect on the price of commodities, food on their table.
And rents.
Yeah. Now, you're looking at a situation where NLC is planning a nationwide strike and protest. That will also have effect on the economy.
For sure.
I mean,
and that's why the government was avoiding it.
But if the government is already meeting the NLC. So the question is that one we wonder if there is other softer ways in addressing it. On the final note, Mr. Falana.
No, for me,
just in 60 seconds.
Sean, the government, as I said, will have to look at all the options on the table. One of which is the Lagos State government with Ohando. I've just entered into an agreement with a Chinese company to bring electric buses to Lagos. Some of the buses have arrived. This government, the Buhari regime, this APC regime, in 2020, January 2020, announced that we are going to migrate
CNG
to CNG. And the central bank earmarked 250 billion naira to encourage companies that were going to promote that migration. So for me, these are the options on ground. Of course, we can say, oh, why can we continue to waste $10 billion according to them? Figures are also questionable.
Right.
We can then look at the alternatives to PMS so that the poor are not further subjected